Cruise ship passengers wandered around Dunedin's Port Chalmers in shock today after a gas cylinder explosion killed a crew member on board the Emerald Princess. The Filipino man who died is understood to be a young father, the crew member. Otago Southern reporter Lydia Anderson has been in Port Chalmers, and Lydia filed this report.
Passengers from the Emerald Princess streamed into Port Chalmers this morning, but despite the crowds, the normally bustling port village was eerily quiet. Sue Wyatt from Sydney said it was difficult to face the reality of what had happened.
Everybody's just in shock. Like, we're just all walking around looking at each other, and if you talk about it, you start feeling like you want to cry. Yeah. Our cabin boy, he was a friend of these Filipino who lost his life, and he was a dad, and young dad, and he actually, when I spoke to him, he put his arms around me and wanted a hug.
She said passengers had wandered around the ship quietly after Captain William Kent announced there had been an accident.
The captain was so shaken up. He was in such distress. You could tell he had to keep stopping talking to announce it, and just said that there'd been a tragic accident, and kind of explained it and just said for now we just had to sit and wait, and yeah, it was really awful.
Ms Wyatt and her husband Dennis were among about 40 passengers who climbed the hill to Port Chalmers Presbyterian Church today, seeking solace within its walls. The church wasn't open, but Ms Wyatt said cleaners opened its doors and let people inside. The couple said they knew of several people who had witnessed the fatality and had been traumatised by what they saw. Fellow passenger Susan Field from Brisbane said the explosion gave her a huge fright.
I was sitting out on the balcony and I actually thought one of the big containers had fallen, and I dropped to the deck because it sounded enormous bang. Then we looked over the balcony and we saw like a gas bottle projectile go over and hit one of the containers, and missing people that were walking back from the shuttle by mere millimetres.
She said the accident had hit the crew hard.
They're all very young and they all come from overseas countries, so they're away from their family a long time. It's very sad.
Meredith Schmile said she and her friend Diane Bartolot from Virginia wanted to thank Captain Kent for his leadership.
The captain has been so open and updating us, and I know there were some complaints, and it's like he does not deserve that. He's been the consummate professional and just really taking charge of everything.
A spokesman for the cruise ship company Carnival Australia says the company is deeply saddened by the crewman's death. The fatal accident happened during technical work on the hydraulic launching system on a tender vessel or support boat. Passengers are currently on board the Emerald Princess waiting for transport accident investigators to give it the green light to leave Dunedin for its final destination of Sydney. In Dunedin for Checkpoint, Lydia Anderson.